Hiya, Martin here. Thank you for joining me for this week's project video. I hope you're all well and you've had great creative weeks and weekends in your workshops. Now this week's video is quite a simple turn and the video is going out sometime in December, but I'm actually filming this on the 7th of November, which is my son's birthday. And the piece is for a local jewellery company called Hallmark Jewellers down near Fareham, and it's the base for that Candelabra. I think you can see that there. Now later on in the video I'll show you some pictures of the piece actually finished, and I won't tell you too much about it until later on in the video, but needless to say the piece, the Candelabra, is going to be spectacular, and it's fantastic that they've asked me to turn the base for it. Now this is going to be the top. This is a piece of walnut and the brief is to make it as dark as possible. We can't find any ebony in the UK big enough for this, so we're going with walnut, and in the top is going to be a little recess onto which this piece of solid silver is going to sit, and then on the bottom of the piece I need to put two recesses, one for felt and then one for a securing plate on the bottom of the base to hold the candelabra up. Right. Right, that's the disc in there and fitted. Now I'm pleased with that. I just need to smooth it off because that's going to be sanded and finished, because this disc is going to have some snowflakes, or it's going to have a snowflake cutout on it. So let's now put the decoration on, the OG, which I think, let's do about halfway. Out there. So the sanding's done. It's looking really nice so far, but the grain is still full of dust. I'm going to clean that out, and there's two ways that I normally clean out. You can either use denatured alcohol on a piece of kitchen towel or something like that, or use an airline. So just to speed it up a bit, I'm going to use the airline, and hopefully you'll be able to see how much cleaner it looks after all the dust has been blown out. Now I can start applying the colour. Now remember, the brief was to have the piece as dark as possible, so I'm going to use my black dye. Now when I spoke to Hallmark Jewellery about it, they came up to visit, and they were very happy to use some dyed walnut, because although they want it as dark as possible, they don't necessarily want it completely black, which is why I'm not using a black spray. That's great, and now a single coat of sanding sealer, and the sanding sealer will help to darken the colour and the wood that's there. And then to add to the depth of black, but also to give it a really nice sort of black shimmer, I'm going to use some Hampshire Sheen black embellishing wax, which will get into the grain of the wood and add a really nice shimmer. Now with that applied, I can start to buff it off to bring it up to a nice shine. And then I can overcoat that with, whoops, I can overcoat it with some high gloss. There it is, all buffed up. Very happy with that. Now I've got to flip it over to do the reverse side, which I'm going to do on the vacuum chuck. So the vacuum chuck is all set up, and just before I took it off the vacuum chuck, I put a little hole in the centre of the front side so I can drill through later. Take the spindle out, remove the chuck. And I'm going to bring the tailstock up just to give it a little bit of support, at the beginning at least. There we are. Right, that this bit here can now be sanded and coloured and finished, and these two recesses will just be sanded back a bit because they're going to be covered, so they need a surface on which some glue can be put, I guess. Right then, that is now done. I'm satisfied with that, and I'm going to drill through the bottom. Now I know it's on the vacuum chuck, so I'm going to be careful, and I'm going to try something I haven't done before. So we're going to start the lathe off fairly slow, and I'm just going to start to push the drill bit through, and I'm going to leave it right there. Stop the lathe and then finish it by hand. Can you hear that? That's the vacuum starting to pull through. So if I just turn the vacuum off, that will then have the piece resting on the bit, which I can then pull off. And we have a nice hole right the way through the centre. Nice and neat, no tear out on one side. So I'm quite pleased that worked. That's it with the silver in place, and I can't wait to see the final candelabra when it's all been put together and stuff. It's going to look absolutely superb. So keep on watching, because any second now I'll be back to show you the piece.